Hey guys, back again with a new pickups video. This one's quite interesting. I mentioned in my previous video that I'd pre-ordered Red Dead Redemption, which for some reason I keep calling Red Dead Revolver, living in the past. Pre-ordered that from shop2.net, and reason being, obviously, I was hoping to get it on Thursday because they tend to deliver early. But when they sent out an email saying that they wouldn't be delivering till Friday, I promptly cancelled it because it wasn't the collector's edition, it was just the standard one. And I thought, bugger it, I'll just get it cheaper in the shops. So that's what I've done. But in addition to that, while I was in game picking that up, I found some other stuff. Some of it's quite interesting, so let's just have a quick look at that. So, right here, this is just a standard component cable. For some reason, excuse me, actually it's not a standard component cable. It's a standard component cable that basically connects to your Xbox, your Wii, PS3, PS2, so forth and so on. And you know, those consoles do output in component and they do look better, especially on an LCD television or a plasma, where they normally look terrible if you're using something like SCART or composite. So it's well worth fishing these out. $9.98 is not a bad price. I did have one already, but the leads have started to sort of break when I'm constantly using them, so it's nice to have a backup. These things, yeah, honestly, they're a godsend because no one's got that many ports on their TV that they can plug all of them in, unless you've got some sort of switch box. Well worth it, not to try and plug game, but they're also doing at the moment the PSP Go component cable that connects it to your television for £4.98, and those things retailed at $17.99. I've no idea why they're selling them so cheap. I bought mine about a month ago for 20 quid, so you know, I'm kind of pissed off about that. But yeah, if you've got a PSP Go and you want one of those leads, I'd go down to game and pay a fiver for it because it's well worth the money. I imagine it's something to do with the fact that because it's digital downloads only, game can't really support the console well. People aren't going to go into game to buy the stuff, and as a result it's not selling. So you could probably grab those now, but I don't think they'll last long. So like I say, if you've got a PSP Go and you want the component cable, head to your nearest game and pick it up for a fiver. It's a great deal. So that's enough of me shamelessly promoting game, which I do not work for. Another thing I got from game, look at this. This is Dark Wind. I think it's called Dark Wind, yeah, by Game Track. Now, the reason I bought this, I've not heard of it before, but I'm slightly familiar with it. The reason I bought this is because, look at that, it's got a really big box, it's really cool, you know, not that that's justification to buy something. But if you look at the price, 98p, which is just absolutely outrageous. I didn't think it was, so I took it to the till, and it turns out it is. So let's have a look at this thing. Now this, as soon as I looked at it, I thought, oh, it's some sort of Wii knockoff. And then I looked at the date, and it came out in 2004, which is, you know, pre-Wii. So it's not actually. But look at the stuff it comes with. I mean, the case is quite cool. You pull that out of the sleeve, and you've got, you know, Darkwind, the game. Basically what it is, it's, like I say, it's kind of like a Wii type thing. You put on gloves, and you punch at the screen. Obviously not directly at the screen, as you can see in the pictures there. And you fight the guys that are on the screen. I mean, they've had these games in arcades for years. And they're pretty crappy, but for 98p, I was just so curious. And look at the stuff you need to actually run this. I don't even know what that is. It's like a hot water ball. And these, I guess, go on your hands, like gloves, one way or another. There we go. It's one of those, two of those, one for each hand. So let's get that out of there. And then, strangely, this device, and I've no idea what this is, but it looks like a flux capacitor or something. So, what the hell is that? And it weighs an absolute ton. So, I don't know. I will try that out, and if I don't mind being humiliated on the day I play it, I may make a video, but Jesus, I have no idea what this thing is. You know. But it should be interesting, and I'll try and put some footage of that up, just so you can see what this thing is. I assume it's complete. But yeah, it came new, the box was a bit trashed, and I chucked out the styrofoam, because it was just getting in the way. But yeah. Darkwind, pretty interesting. So let's chuck that aside for the time being. And get on to more interesting things. Yeah, so that's what I picked up from game. In addition, I got Mod Nation Racers, which is the next game from the, is it Play, I can't remember what the actual name of the franchise is. Basically the next game from the people who made Little Big Planet. And instead of a platformer, it's a kart racer. Played the demo. Handling's a bit loose, but then when I tried to create a track, it's so easy and it's so extensive that I just had to buy this. It looks so good, so I can't wait to get into that. No limited edition or anything. Because it's published by Sony, it's 40 quid wherever you get it, so, you know, if you want to get this game, don't expect to find it cheap. And in here we have Red Dead Revolver Limited Edition. I don't know if I can say anything more about this game other than what I did in my other video, which is to say it's supposed to be, you know, the nuts. It's Rockstar's sort of follow-up, I guess, to GTA 4. Obviously, I don't mean it's a sequel, but it uses the same technology. It uses the Euphoria physics engine, which is, you know, I had a lot of fun with that in GTA 4, and even when you play GTA 4 now, it seems like that engine still holds up really well. Because, you know, it's only a couple of years old, but in gaming, 2 years is forever. So I can't wait to see how this plays. I'll just give you a quick look at the limited edition here. So let's have a look. Yeah. I saw this on someone else's page, and it's so cool. Look at that. It just folds out, and it's got a quote from... the American one has a quote from IGN. This one has a quote from Xbox 360 magazine. Rockstar's masterpiece defines an entire genre. Very bold, and I bet you any money that was in a preview and not a review, but whatever. You know, this game is very good by the look of it, so they were right with their hyperbole. Yeah, I don't know what comes with it. I think you get some costumes or something along those lines. Yeah, nice lady on the manual. Let's have a look. You get a map. I don't know what that is. Advertising something you can buy soon. Great. Oh, there's a download code on it. Let me show you that. But you can't really read it. Deadly Assassin outfit. It's not focusing. Deadly Assassin outfit. Golden Guns weapon pack and the Warhorse. Oh, and the original game soundtrack. So that looks pretty good. I'll give you a shot of the map if I can get it in here. Bear with me while I cover the screen. Oh, it's also a poster, so that's good. And it's Rockstar are really into their gaming ladies. Look at this. See that? Look, I mean, I didn't purposely put these up. I'm not into video game chicks or anything. It's just I had enough maps on my wall, so I just turned them around. There's another one, and yeah. So here's the latest, a log string of digital lady posters from Rockstar. And on the other side, like I said, the map, which, you know, no sandbox game would be complete without a map in the case. Interesting to see if Ubisoft put out some open world games now that they've abolished manuals, because you know you kind of suspect that maybe these are going to go as well, which is a bummer because I like having these maps. I don't really use them, but they look fantastic, and of course in this case it's also a poster, which is really cool too. So let's just get a shot of that. Okay, there's one other thing I picked up. Oh, that's annoying. Look, there's damage on the case. Awesome. Thanks, game. Never mind, it's probably not their fault. Yeah, one other thing I picked up. I went to Game Station and they had this Game Boy Pocket. Now I didn't know if this was a Game Boy Pocket Color or what, but I've never had a Game Boy. When I was a kid, I didn't really like them because there was no colour or anything. It really put me off. But yeah, as I've grown up, I've come to be quite fascinated with them. And this one's a lot smaller than the original. It's really good. So I saw it for $4.99 and thought I've got to have it. The back's missing. There's no power adapter, but you know I've got rechargeable AAA, so that would be a problem. Didn't really know if it worked or not. So I had a look at what else they had there as well, because I thought I might fish out some other bargains. And lo and behold, they had some Game Boy games. Wave Race was one of them, which I didn't pick up because I don't know how good it is, even though I love Wave Race. But the other one was Metroid 2, Return of Samus, which I believe is one of the absolute best games for the Game Boy. And that was £1.50. Now, I know that's popular, so I don't know if it's a steal, but for £1.50, I'm more than willing to get one of the best games on the system. Yeah, so I've tried that out, and it works just fine. There's actually some dust trapped between the plastic and the screen, so I might have to undo that and get some sort of canned air and spray that a bit. But that was one hell of a pickup. I was really glad I found that. It's so unique. And yeah, that's what I picked up today from game. Now currently trashed all over the bed. As always, I'll be back soon, and thanks for watching.